I was just in therapy yesterday. Yeah, I'm in therapy. Whatever, everybody should be in therapy.
I started seeing a therapist. Good for me.
And he was so sane and funny and clear. He had a clarity that I admired so much. And I wanted that for myself, and I didn't feel I had it. So I went and got into it, and it saved my life in a way.
And still think I'm not sick enough, but you are always sick enough. If there's any sort of problem, you are sick enough and you deserve help. And that's the hardest thing to accept, is that you deserve help.
If you've ever struggled with depression, if your parents are divorced, if you've ever been broken up with, if you've ever broken up with somebody else, or if you've never dated anybody, if it's hard for you to pay attention at school or work, if you get sad sometimes, if you've been cheated on, if you've cheated, if you're an introvert, if you're an extrovert, if you don't know whether you're either, if you failed a class, if it's hard for you to be around your parents at times, if you have an unhealthy relationship with food, school, other people, sex, your self-image, if you're a human being, you might need therapy. Hi friends, it's Haleigh like Halle Berry, and I know I said I would post about 4 times in the last month, but I have not posted any times. So I've just had an extremely busy month, and I've just had a lot of obstacles in my way with filming, so I want to apologize about that, but we'll get to all that later. Right now, I want to get to this video that I've been wanting to make for a very long time because it is something that I feel extremely strongly about, and that is asking for help. Every single person that you will ever meet or ever have met, including me, including yourself, your parents, your friends, your teachers, your peers, strangers on the street, have at some point or another struggled with their mental well-being. Whether it was a sad moment, a questioning factor in their lives, or a traumatic experience, or none of the above. People have ups and downs with their mental health all of the time. Basically, that just means beyond sayings, which are true, that, trauma is the great equalizer. We all know what it's like to be unsure about something, to be worried or afraid about an aspect of life, to feel dissatisfied, uncomfortable, sad, anxious, or in pain. And that's why I wanted to make this video, because so many of us, especially while we're still young and still trying to figure out our lives, don't exactly have the right skill sets yet or experiences to make it all better instantly all on our own. But you deserve to feel better. Even if you just feel worried about school starting and you're scared you're gonna make friends, or if you've had a traumatic experience, you're holding a secret about yourself or about another person that you can't really feel comfortable holding. Whatever's going on with you, you have every single right to feel the absolute best that you can and to feel completely at peace with the world. Or at least the most you can feel. And you honestly probably don't need a YouTube video to tell you this, but sometimes it helps to be reminded that when you're going through something, anything, it always helps to have someone else, an outside perspective to talk it through with. And most times your friends, your parents, your roommate, a random person on the street don't always have the right expertise or even just the words to actually help you with whatever issue you may have. And that's why we have these amazing people who have trained and studied for years to do exactly that for you, to help you grow and overcome your hardships, geared to make you the best you. It's their job.
Subscribe to my channel for more unbelievable facts and theories.
I'm so offended. Oh. What is happening? My life is falling apart. Maybe I should talk to a therapist. I'm telling you, having a licensed professional whose entire job it is to listen to your thoughts and feelings and problems and spend their own time and their own thoughts on exactly what it's gonna take to use their resources to help you, that's a gift. So take that gift, okay? There is a huge stigma surrounding therapy, getting help, asking for help in general, because there's this idea that we should be able to figure it out on our own. We should be able to solve our problems. We look weak if we're asking for help, especially like therapy being for people who are crazy or people who have serious mental health problems. But you don't have to be diagnosed with... The disorder I'm about to mention is something I just randomly thought of. I don't mean to specify or call it out for any particular reason. But you don't have to be diagnosed with borderline personality disorder to know that you could reach out to someone who could help you think things through and feel a little bit better. There's also this perception of like your pain isn't valid if it's not as bad as somebody else's. And while that is by no means discrediting the amount of like trauma or pain that somebody has been through, everybody has their own standards of what's hurt them. The most pain that person A might have felt in their entire life could have been over, you know, an elementary school breakup. And the most pain that person B could have felt in their entire life could be the death of a parent, or any thousands of things in between. But still, that is the most pain they've ever experienced, either person. And despite the causes and despite the amount of pain, that is still the hardest thing that they've ever had to go through. And no matter if it's the hardest thing you've ever had to go through, or if it's just something that troubles you, you deserve to be at your best self and to feel your best self. And there is no shame in asking for someone to help you out with that. And there are a lot of excuses that go around, like you can't afford it, but almost every single insurance covers at least some licensing of therapists or counselors or psychologists or psychiatrists in your area. And I'm about to give a link below, and I'll put it right here, that I've used in the past to find therapists for myself, my family members, and people that I'm friends with when they have realized that they don't know where to start. And so I'm giving you this link that is super helpful. You can like sort it by, you know, what insurance you have, what issues you might be looking to help. You know, they have everything from ADHD to anxiety to like sexual abuse to trouble concentrating to LGBTQIA plus issues. It's got everything, and you can sort it by your area too, so you can find somebody in your insurance with your issues in your area. And please don't take me saying all therapists, counselors, etc. are angels. They're not all perfect, and a lot of times it might take you 1 or 2 tries to find a good fit, especially if you have a more serious issue that takes a lot more training. But really 98% of therapists are good at what they do to be able to help you and to talk you through things and to help you figure out your life. And all you have to do is just try. You just have to try. You have to reach out, look for somebody, figure it out, go meet with them, see if you establish a rapport, and open up yourself and allow yourself to get better. I can't stress this enough. Like, I don't know if you can tell how much I care about this, but I've just known a lot of people in my life, and people who I haven't known personally, who have never ended up asking for help, and then years down the line it affects them in some serious way, whether they've made a decision that has, you know, ended their lives, whether they've hurt themselves in one way or others in one way or another, or whether they've carried it to adulthood and those, you know, those troubles have then come out in the way that they care for their kids. There are so many reasons why, if you feel like you can fix something, you should try to fix it. So get your resources and do it, okay? You don't have to have gone through some serious trauma, some horrible thing in your life, or be struggling with something every day that debilitates you in order to be validated to ask for help. I think that it's a very unfortunate mindset that a lot of people have, is like,
oh, I'm not crazy, or it's not that bad, I don't need help.
But block out literally 1 hour every week, every 2 weeks, even every month, just to sit down and talk to somebody whose entire job is to listen and help. I can't express how much difference you might be able to see in yourself and your quality of life. So, you know, I don't want to drag this out too much longer, but I really hope that I've made my point in that asking for help is never weak. When you're struggling, it's always the strongest move to actually sort of put yourself out there and say, hey, I have a problem that needs fixing, and I don't want to sit with it anymore, no matter how big or small it is. So please, get therapy, get a counselor. So I really hope if you've watched to this point that I've potentially changed your mind on whether you were worthy of therapy or whether it was necessary, because it is necessary, okay? We have so many people out there looking to help, and you just have to be willing to accept it. And your life will benefit so much from having therapy. So anyways, thank you so much for listening to me. This rant has been on my mind for so long because I encounter so many people who are like,
it's fine, I'm fine, haha. I don't need help. I don't need to fix these problems. I'll just live with it.
And that always works out great. And so I thought I'd make this video to just sort of like get my thoughts out there and have people be able to hear. So please comment down below if you've ever had therapy before and whether it's helped you and how. And you know, if I maybe made you think something else about this issue, comment down below and sort of reflect on that. I'd love to hear your thoughts on, you know, this sort of culture of not asking for help and how we need to change the public stigma of therapy. Yeah. Also, what I started talking about in the beginning is I am sorry that I said in my last video that I would stick to a strict schedule, and I haven't literally posted a single video since. I kind of overestimated myself, but I still have a lot of plans, and I am still going to keep trying my hardest to find time to film. I'm bulk filming today, so I will have plenty of time, plenty of footage to edit, and I'll have a few videos coming up soon. I have like an exciting collab coming up. If you're watching, you know who you are. So yeah, I mean, just stick around, hit that subscribe button if you like good content. I mean, what else can I say? So yeah, if you learned something, if I made you feel something, like this video, comment my little questions below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hallelujah for licensed therapists, baby. Okay. Thanks so much for watching, and why don't you click that link below?
When did you first start going to therapy?
Sadly, I separated from my lovely first husband. My head was so full of clutter and garbage. And believe it or not, it was Mike Nichols who really tipped me into wanting to go to therapy, because he had been. I went and got into it, and it saved my life in a way.
Why did you want to share that? What was that important for
But
you?
the truth is, Stephen, why not? If it helps anybody else have the same idea.
I agree.
These days, there's no harm in sharing it. I think everybody knows the great work it can do, and anybody that is lucky enough to have it, afford it, and take advantage of it, I think it would be wonderful. Yeah.